Brianna, what's the deal? It's your folks, Shaka. I wanted to share my thoughts with y'all real quick. You know, y'all, I caught another little clip with this girl, Jeannie, being featured on a podcast. I believe this girl is one of her best friends. And they speak on a few things in this little 2-minute clip that I thought was a good backdrop to share a greater message. Let's go ahead and hit play, and I'm going to stop here and there and speak on some things.
Worthy of love and acceptance. In essence, do I reject the real me so that the fake one gets chose? Jeannie Mai!
Hi, boo, hi.
I am over the moon for you.
Yeah, really?
I really am. So there's a school of thought that when you get with somebody, they're supposed to love you for who you are. And you're not supposed to change for love.
Yeah.
Because love is about acceptance. And if you have to change for love, then it's not the right person for you.
Right.
But you changed a lot.
A lot. I don't agree with that school of thought because I don't expect somebody to change for me, but I want them to grow and to become better versions of themselves.
That was a good point right there. Okay, she made a very good point. Because that's how it should be. You know, I've said this before, man. A lot of the problems that people have has to do with them just accepting things and working with the reality from there. Okay? And the truth of the matter is, man, everybody is not meant for a relationship. Okay? When they are who they are. Okay? All right? Now, there are some people out there, though, that are who they are, but they're not the best version of who they are. And you being an addition in their life, if it's going to be real and taken seriously, what you have to give them should be tools that will help them achieve such a thing. Okay? So that they're more compatible with you, the situation, the community, or whatever. It shouldn't be a situation where it's like a costume you're giving them, where they have to change technically and be a different person. Okay, because that's not going to last long. That's going to be very chaotic. But there are a lot of people out here that do that. I believe most people do that and have families and everything behind it. And it turns into a disaster. But what she said was some real talk right there. Let's keep going.
My favorite quality in a person that I think is so attractive is self-awareness. I love when someone's self-aware to be like, you know what, that was kind of narcissistic of me, or that was kind of selfish of me, or that, and then whatever you see when you call that out, do what you got to do in order to kind of grow out of that. For example, I have a really
I wanted to stop right there because it just listening to this little stuff here, it gives me the impression that this woman had an idea of what a real man was or is. Okay, because that's a real man. That's a woman that can understand and respects a man's position, because that's how it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if we wanted to get deep, you know, the Most High holds the man accountable. Okay, and then on this planet, he takes that and he looks within himself and hold himself accountable. All right, and it just goes on from there. The woman looks to him. You know what I'm saying? She seems to have a very good understanding of that. She can respect a man's role if it's a man that she can respect. You know, just listen to some of this stuff. It just really just sound like, you know, the reason why they separated was because this woman just did not respect Jeezy. And you can kind of, you know, have an expectation of that when you look at how, you know, he didn't really vet her like a man. You know what I'm saying? How she graduated into his situation. You know, it wasn't how a real top tier man would play the game. Okay? And so that's giving me the impression that this woman just did not have the respect, because she understands. Okay? You know, that's how it's supposed to be. A woman being over your shoulders all the time, trying to hold you accountable on the mother-child relationship type of stuff, or she's trying to tell you, well, you do this, you do that, so why I gotta, that ain't a woman that can respect a man. Okay, she's struggling. And so yeah, what she said was on point. Let's keep going.
hot temper, but I didn't notice it in myself until I was with Jeezy.
Interesting. You didn't notice in your previous marriage?
No, because it has to do with the type of relationship you have and the type of respect you have for that person to mirror things back to you where you actually would stop you in your tracks and evaluate yourself, you know?
So you had it.
So I had it, but
acknowledge it as a problem.
nobody ever called me out on it. Also, in my line of work, sometimes being a boss, you have a lot of people who just agree to what you want. They're yes men, right? And so I didn't notice that I had a hot temper until I got with Jeezy. And here's a person who is my equal and I really respect. And when I would spew some of my old habits, and he was like, like, that's not flying here. And also, it would trigger him to come back at me with things where I was like, who the fuck do you think you are?
Okay, I'm really just gonna stop right there. But what she said initially, okay, I said that on that tattoo video. Okay, it typically takes a man that's going to stand when he's dealing with a woman to get her to reflect on, you know, her behaviors and see how they are causing problems in her life, including with the relationship that she is having with that man. A lot of times friends, family, and all of these other people are the people that's under her thinking she's the boss. They ain't gonna do that, all right? You know, they ain't gonna stand on much of anything. And so, you know, there's no incentive for her to really change. But if a man pulls up in her life and says, look, me, the man that you can see can make a difference in your life and take you to another level, I'm not taking you seriously until you can kind of like, you know, work on getting your mind right. You know what I'm saying? But what I would want to ask, you know, is when did Jeezy put his foot down like that? Okay, because when you look at kind of like how he graduated her based on, you know, behind her saying some of the things she said about black men, okay, and you know, her having a temper with him and things like that, you would want to, you know, ask, did he marry her like that? Or was this something that she had to check at the door before the marriage and the kids? You know, I doubt that she didn't have to check it at the door. She got in the door with it, and then he started to try to, you know, say all this stuff. Because one thing that I'm paying attention to as well is she claims him as an equal. Okay, let me tell men something. Women do not respect a man that they see as their equal. Okay, and there may be things that Jeezy did to make her feel that way or think that way, but they don't, because you're just like her. You can't hold her accountable or anything. She's always going to look at it like you're just like me. Okay? And so, and when you hear what she said, in turn, like, well, he flipped back on me too. That's her minimizing the accountability that she has to take. Okay? No, I'm not going to sit here alone. It's you too. Man, you don't get too far with women like that. All right? But like I said, man, when you talk about some of the last material that I made about how Jeezy recruited her, okay, some of the things that he said, you know, it's no surprise, okay, that there's a good chance that, you know, he probably just had to let her go because she didn't take him seriously. You know what I'm saying? And to be real with you, as it's looking, okay, he's looking like the sucker in this situation, okay, because y'all know I said that on the short. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got this woman with an understanding about certain things clearly he didn't get out of her. And now they're on the divorce and he's talking about what he wants. But I don't think he's going to get it. 300.